It's Daytona, and everybody's out riding their motorcycles at the Disciple Christian Motorcycle Club Daytona run. This is an open primary on a very cool black and gray Harley. That's what I love about being in a motorcycle club. There's always some cool bike that someone will let you ride. I can't wait to ride this, but how did I end up on this crazy pink road glide? Well, you're gonna have to stay tuned to find out.
I'm James Disciple Johnson, and I believe in old school values. I started the world's largest Christian motorcycle club, build up charters of Disciple Christian Motorcycle Club, and start biker churches across the continent. Discipling men to have a daily word and prayer time and return to the old school values of honor, respect, loyalty, chivalry, and love. This is my life. These are my friends. This is old school values.
The kids and I are in the car on the way to the Disciple Christian Motorcycle Club Daytona run, only an hour from where I live. Daytona Beach Bike Week is a massive event where people come from all over the world to Daytona, Florida to ride the beautiful bridges and the beaches. Whenever we have a big run, my job is to show up with the trailer full of merch and set up the Disciple store. And so as usual, that's what we're doing. What I didn't capture last time is there's like this prospect train that unloads the trailer. Let's see how it works. We're going in the back door of a chapel area. I'm a little out of breath, as you may be able to tell. What's up, brother? And then Becky's over here by herself, making it happen. I do not know how she's going to do it all by herself. How are you going to do this all by yourself?
Just time.
Just time. Okay, so now we're setting up the store, putting up some of these racks that we put hats on and such. And we've got the store here at the clearance rack. Come get something off the clearance rack. And yeah, there you go. Golden Boy and Becky have operated the store by themselves for quite a bit. Here he is loading up a rack of hats. It's because if you want something done right, what do you have to do, Jordan?
Do it yourself.
We could have people help, but they're not trained to know what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it. And nobody takes it as seriously as the people whose job it is to do it. While I was walking through the room saying hi, a brother stopped me to thank me for starting the club and the difference that it's made in his life. An actual tear came to his eye. It was a beautiful moment. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the encouragement.
You know, it's...
Now, today's episode is going to be a lot about the prospects and how they serve. And here's a prospect serving. The tool cabinet that we were donated for this trailer was kind of a mess, and this prospect came along and is fixing it up for us. And every one of us has our job in the kingdom of God. Some of us might be preaching, some of us might be selling t-shirts, so there's gas for the preaching to happen and the guy to make it to the next place, and somebody might be fixing the vehicle and somebody might be organizing the tool. We all have our job in the kingdom. Here's Becky, that's Golden Boy's wife, and she's working too. It's a 2-for-1. She's serving just like he is in the ministry right alongside her man. Look at the amazing automotive grade vinyl labels we have. Here's a cool shirt. It's actually on a spinner. And other great gear. She's still busy saying, here's checkout down here. There's hats over here, along with t-shirts, and this is just... Stop by DiscipleChristianMC.com to pick up some merch. Now, as you know, Golden Boy owns Crazy 8's Customs, and this weekend he brought a couple of crazy customs to show off. One of them is this beautiful pink bike. It is a pink and purple road glide. It sounds great. It's got all that chrome. It's a good-looking bike. I'd love to ride that bike, but of course it's pink, so I would never ever ride it. He also brought a really cool black bike. This is a super beautiful 2022 road glide with a custom paint job on it. And as soon as he rolled this thing in, everybody was like, wow, man, I love getting here early and setting up and seeing the cool stuff that's going on. I'm sure somebody's gonna wanna buy this bike before the weekend is up. One thing that's super cool about Disciple Christian Motorcycle Club is we teach a life of Christian service. And look at all this food the bros are getting ready to cook. One of the brothers is an excellent barbecue pit kind of guy. He picked up a lot of stuff and is going to be cooking for us all weekend with the help of some prospects. Everybody has to show up and do their job to get the work done. Well, that's it for Thursday night. The kids and I are getting tucked in our campsite bunkhouse. This is a Christian campground. Oh, there's some bugs on the floor. Well, that's Florida. Let's hit the beds. The next morning, we all grabbed some coffee and sat around staring at the beautiful Harleys that Golden Boy had brought in from Crazy Eights. The campground we're using for the weekend is the Central Florida Bible Camp, and it's a pretty cool place. We've been here before. It's got space for the 100 bikes that we'll have or so, and it's Friday morning. People are headed out to go ride at Daytona and have a good time. I'm going to stay here and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay here and do something. Maybe I'll ride a bike later. There are definitely some guys who put a lot of miles coming in from out of state and would be glad to let me borrow their bike. This is one of my salty few brothers, David Herman, from here in Florida. He's a solid brother who lives nearby. There's Matt Gresham over there from the Plowboy crew of Georgia starting to pull out. I'm going to have a good weekend hanging out with these guys. See, the great thing about brotherhood is it's something that you pay into. You give brotherhood to get brotherhood. It's a long-term relationship. You're going to be there for each other for a long time. If things are going good in your life, then you help out the brothers around you. If you're going through a tough time, then the brothers around you are there to help you out. Walk you through tough times, loan you some money, take care of you when you're down. That's what brotherhood's all about. It's not a buffet where you come and take what you want. It's a potluck where you bring something to give. For my part, I've been serving this club since I put it together for the last 16 years. And in a way, I'd rather ride my motorcycle to this event too. I only live an hour away, but instead I bring the trailer. We all serve however we can. Always be looking for ways to help out your brothers. One of the things that truly makes this brotherhood unique is that we're not just here to ride motorcycles. Yes, that's what brings us together, but we have a mission. That mission is to disciple men to have a daily word and prayer time and to support the 1% Motorcycle Club world with prayer. That means we encourage each other to read the word. We are doing ministry with each other. Our lives are ministry. We're serving the Lord, and we're teaching people to get closer to the Lord. But we're also going out into the mission field, trying to reach people for Jesus Christ, teaching what we believe about Christian values because it's important to us. Check out disciplechristianmc.com for more information about that. Having brotherhood is about having a perspective that's about more than just yourself and what you want and what's good for you. And I think that's a perspective that's lost a lot in today's society. Many people don't care about anything else other than themselves. In fact, that's kind of what our culture teaches. Live your own life, don't worry about other people's feelings. But I think that the scripture teaches a concern for the needs and wants of others. And this old school value of having concern for others is pretty rare. I think that's what's led to the global nature of our club. We're in 30 different countries on 6 continents. It's crazy how big the club is and how many countries it's in. And many of these cultures have differences. There are global wars that go on, and there are differences of opinion about doctrine. There's different political divides that happen across many different countries. But at the end of the day, we're about a bunch of men who love the Lord, who love to get out there together with our families, ride motorcycles, hang out, have something to eat, listen to a word be preached, and build relationships and deep bonds of brotherhood with each other. And I think that's something that makes it truly special. It's not just about Harley Davidsons. That's a brother right there on a Yamaha. It's not just about a certain kind of bike or a certain kind of way of doing things. We're all different in many, many ways. What this is about is having that brotherhood that sticks together. And here's an example of that. These men right here are some of the prayer sergeants in the club. And they're literally walking around on the property while everybody else is out riding their motorcycle. These guys are literally walking around on the property and praying for this property, praying for the weekend, praying that lives would be changed.
There's men and families come through the state, come on property. Any distractions they may have over their life are bound up and taken away from them. Anything that they...
These men may all hold different positions in the club, like a vice president here. But you know, the thing about this is all these guys are about prayer. They've been recognized by their charters, and they're actually wearing patches that are relevant to their abilities and desires to pray for and intercede for others. And that's what a prayer sergeant is in our club.
Thank you for blessing this property, Lord, for blessing the men to walk upon it, Lord. Just want to thank you for allowing the men who come here to be leaders in their families, Lord. We want to thank you for submission from their families when they see that they are following you.
Intercessory prayer, or praying for those who are less fortunate than you, is a rare thing in today's society. That we would care about people that were not around, care about people that are far away. That guy with the white beard there is known as Disciple the Colonel, and he was a colonel in the military, but he's now our Europe boss. And he spends a lot of time navigating the cultures of Europe and bringing motorcycle club members that we have together across Europe in different countries. And he's got a pretty epic beard too, right?
The beard.
There we go, the bike. And of course, I've got to ring the bell for lunch. Here we go. Lunch! I notice old Disciple Buzzard is holding on to that black Road Glide. I bet he buys it this weekend. A lot of us bikers are fathers, and down in the heart of every biker is a deep love for babies. In the Disciple trailer, I keep a car wash kit. It's one of the bins that you see hanging on the rack. And in it are a bunch of car washing supplies. And we've broken them out, all this stuff, and even a hose and a bucket, so we can wash some motorcycles. A team of prospects is standing by to wash motorcycles. And one's coming now. This brother is riding over to have his bike washed. There's another bike behind him there. 2 bikes coming in to be washed here at the Prospect Bike Wash. Now I can just hear the guys who have never been in a motorcycle club and never experienced brotherhood say that they would never wash another man's bike, blah, blah, blah. But here we try to teach a lifestyle of service. And as a new prospect, you might not know what to do, but we can certainly give you the job of washing anyone's bike who wants to pull up for a free bike wash. It's just a way that these men can serve the brothers. Other men are cooking, other men are getting ready to preach. I'm making this video so that you can watch it on the internet. Everybody serves somehow, and these prospects are gonna wash Disciple the Colonel's beautiful Indian. I think that's an Indian Challenger, if I'm not mistaken. Good looking bike, by the way. And of course, these prospects will never know the work Disciple the Colonel has done being the Europe boss and setting up charters in other countries and spending his own money to fly over to Europe to spread Disciple Christian Motorcycle Club. You know what? You may never know the work another brother does in the club. Do what you can to serve anyway.
And they were like, "What are you doing, Archer?" Then I'm washing the bike.
This is Prospect Kerry Archer from the Salty Few in Florida. And he doesn't know it, but this might be the last bike he washes because he is going to get his full patch today.
What's up? Archer Prospect, South Christian Motorcycle Club.
There's an old saying in the motorcycle club world, if you want to sit at the table, you have to serve the table. And this is one of the ways you can show that you're serving the brothers. Young James spent 70 of his own dollars for a poker set, and so he's teaching the children poker. And here they are. They're beautiful chips, quite frankly, very beautiful. Look at those. Those are very nice looking chips. And they're playing poker. All you poker experts, drop James a good tip in the comments.
So, how many do you have? Everyone should have 10 tens, okay?
It's Friday afternoon of our Daytona run, and the guys from the Salty Few who are putting on the run are sitting around at the registration table telling stories and enjoying a quiet afternoon before the big rush happens. The prospects are still busy out here washing the bikes, and they don't know how much work it takes to be in a motorcycle club. Let's be honest, if you end up in a road captain position, you have to find a campground that you can rent for less than 10 or 15,000, so 100 of your bros can come in and spend the weekend. That's a lot of work. If you're the sergeant at arms, you've got to resolve disputes between the brothers, and there's always something going on. If you're a regional or a president, there's political stuff and people that are causing problems or disputes that you have to resolve, or things that you have to look into, problems with other clubs that have to be worked out. There's a ton of work being in a motorcycle club. Prospecting is just the beginning of learning to serve your brothers in your charter and across the nation and across the globe. T-shirts that have to be made. Somebody's got to order the t-shirts for the run. It never stops. This guy is so proud of his motorcycle because it's so clean. Archer is one of those diligent guys in the Salty Few. He has been here for over a year, showing up to every event, prospecting his heart out, and I'm glad he's going to get a patch this weekend. What does curb check mean?
That's my road name.
How did you get the road name Curb Check?
Well, when I was a prospect, I was leaving my first club meeting, and I ran into a curb going home and slid about 75 feet on the left side of my bike and totaled it. And the next time I came to a meetup, Golden Boy called me Curb Check, and it kind of stuck, and I love it.
Just like that stuff.
Just like that.
The biggest part of one of these run weekends is just catching up with your brothers, sitting around having long conversations about family or doctrine or whatever. The kids are over there hanging out and doing their things. The old ladies are hanging out having their time, and check this out. I've come out to the bike washing station and nobody is here, but this gorgeous bike is. Look at this sexy thing. I want to sit on this. Let's sit on this. This looks like some kind of soft tail slim, you know? Oh yeah, I want to ride this thing. Look at that. What a sexy machine. Let's see if it turns. Oh, it does not turn on right now. They have wisely not left the keys here because I'd be riding this right now. This is nice. This bike, while extremely cool, has an open primary. What's an open primary? Well, it's a giant spinning death trap right there by your feet. And what happens is your boot or even sometimes your pant leg can get sucked into it. And why do people do this? Well, some people like the look of an open primary. An open primary is kind of a chopper thing from back in the day, I guess. There it is. It's just a big spinning death trap there. And usually there would be a cover over this. You'd have a primary cover. But no, we want something spinning 2,300 times right next to our foot because it's really wise. Is it wise to have things that are spinning 2,300 times a minute next to our foot?
Somebody loves them, I don't. I think it's unsafe. But it comes with the territory.
That's right.
Some people live with it, like it, and get hurt and keep riding.
And I rode that bike, but somehow ended up on this pink road glide. How did I end up on this pink road glide? Well, you're gonna have to tune in on the next episode of Old School Values to find out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you see all the awesome free content we put out by rotating your device and clicking the red icon to follow our channel. God bless you. Thanks for watching.